Hey, what's going on, y'all? Live and alert on the north side of the dot. This your man D Real coming at you with Thursday. That's what it is, and that's what we getting ready to do is have that Thursday type conversation, if you will. Never know what the Thursday type conversation is going to consist of because it depends on I got topics. Let's just do it like that. I got topics. I want to speak on them. I got some viewpoints. I got some thoughts. I got some questions, and then we'll talk comics. And speaking of comics, I just want to say I'm really getting ready to go like really full hard. All I want to see is independent stuff. You know what I'm saying? As far as the classics, and the kind of stuff that I'll be selling this weekend, Saturday, in fact. I had so many invites, so many things I got to do. Goodness, I like being busy, but I don't like having a sense of not accomplishing anything. If that makes sense. You don't want to be building and building and building and building and building something. And then when you get real high up, go, what am I building this for? You know what I'm saying? So give you the best possible, give you the best possible, give you the best possible. Nostalgic has been on my mind, and it's first of all, it's funny that I refer to it as nostalgic, which is kind of a sign of my reverence for it. And that show right there, Mantis. Do you remember that show? Because I see Grand Madam is in the house. Bang, there she is. Hey, Grand Madam, how you doing? Question. You remember this show that featured Carl Lumley, who went on to do the voice of Martian Manhunter in the Justice League series in the early 2000s that the late great Dwayne McDuffie was a huge part of. So yeah. He was amazing in that role. See, I got to pull up some references. I know his name was Miles, so I love the internet. You can do so many wonderful things. Oh, 6.2 out of 10 on Internet Movie Database ratings. Unfortunately, they gave it 45 Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, it featured Carl Lumley, Roger Rees, Gary Graham, people you don't even remember, and of course the amazingly talented Gina Torres and Galen Gourg, I think was her name. I think I've only seen her one other place. Oh my goodness, and she is new. RoboCop 2, I knew it. She was the one that was working with Kane. She was Kane's squeeze. Remember that? But yeah. And I remember the vehicle that he flew around in. It was called the Chrysalis. Mantis. Chrysalis. That was some snappy writing, I thought, it was in a real way. And that's why, you know, I hated that they canceled the show so quickly, man, because I really love the potential it had. You know, it could have, if they would have did it right, it could have been the Arrowverse before the Arrowverse. Who knows? I don't know. At that time, was it like late 90s? I don't know if the world would have been ready for anything like that. If what was it, the Justice League? They had a Justice League, and a dude from MASH that played like the stuffy doctor was the Martian Manhunter, and they had like this thing on his head. Oh, it was hideous. Special effects have come a long way, and I am grateful for it. But anyway, I feel like that show deserves a lot more praise, a lot more acknowledgement, just because of the innovative writing, the innovative thinking, maybe not so expertly executed as it should have been, but you know what I mean? It was a gem anytime, you know, we get the shine. You know what I mean? Just go ahead and say it. And, you know, Miles, what was Miles Hawkins? Yes, Miles Hawkins. Anytime you got, you know, an actor like that, you know, can take the lead and carry it, you know what I mean? And back with some cool technology, and yeah, it was what a lot of stuff is now back then. So that's why I feel like it broke and made it cool to be in a suit, you know, because like back then it was like considered clownish or hokey to have like a superhero uniform. I mean, they were there, unfortunately, especially ahead of its time, in as much as we had a whole, what, this was like the 90s, so 2000 teens, whatever, the Arrowverse started getting popular. And it was okay to show people in costumes. You know, you had to like urbanize it a little more, but he throw on a trench coat and had that underneath, and boom, he was straight. Costume. So yeah, that's what I say, in that way. And he had a vehicle that he traveled in that he didn't have to be in traffic. Now that's commonplace, I guess, is what I'm getting at. Yeah, Theo, what's going on, brother? We just in here talking about Mantis. We just in here talking about Mantis because I want to start the show off with a little bit of reminiscing, with a little bit of levity, because I know I'm going to descend into some ish that people are going to feel some kind of way about, because these are the kinds of things I like to talk about. So we're going to enjoy talking about Mantis, because Mantis is a show that I like and wish I could have gotten more of. That way, I would have been able to dive deeper off into the mythos of it, you know, because I'm looking around for Mantispedia. Yeah, you know what I mean? Or maybe I should start Mantispedia. Who knows? You know, it might be, he might be around somewhere. Who knows? You know, because and who keeps track of TV, black TV superheroes? You know what I mean? Me. I do. I'm random like that. That's why I can remember Saturday mornings on CBS. They had a show. It was part of Tarzan and the Super 7. and it had a little show within the show called Super Stretch and Micro Woman. Holla at me now. Do you hear me? See, took you back, didn't I? With the big old froze. And she could shrink down and he could stretch. And basically, he was a black plastic man. You know what I mean? And they both had they froze and they look like they was in the Jackson 5, like backup dancer outfits on, fighting crime. Oh, that show was off the chain. And for the little 10 minutes it was on for, the crime happened. They'd find out about the crime. They'd find out who doing the crime. He'd get away. They'd be like, he got away because of this. Let's try this. And it worked. And they catch him. And that'd be the end in 10 minutes. Yeah, we're going to give you guys a 10-minute slot. Y'all got enough to make a Super Stretch and Micro Woman at least, set or something that somebody could collect or curate on the web. Rolling and controlling, stimulating and emulating, permutating, recreating. What I do here because it's Thursday night and I want to stimulate brain cells, but unfortunately it seems like the majority of y'all that is in here have brain cells that have already been duly stimulated. But I'm gonna challenge you with something here. Okay. Boom. Cop this image in black and white, had it in my pub today. And I wanted y'all to see it and go, boom. Look at that deer. Don't be outshining me. First of all, do we know who these 4 individuals are and why it is significant that they are all appearing in this image? Who's not a rhetorical question? I'll wait. Edutainment is what I do. Roll with me now. Come on. I promise you. Well, I'm going somewhere. I'm going somewhere. Come on down the rabbit hole with me. I promise you, it'll be intense. If you dare. Now, what are the 4 individuals in those pictures? What do they all have in common? Yeah, that's the question. What do they all have in common? Come on, yo, you're just in time. This shit's about to begin. And he said profit. Watch this. What do these 4 individuals all have in common? Come on, somebody. Don't be bashful. We can talk about it. We can talk about it. Okay, I get to do my impression of Alex Trebek. God rest his soul. The answer was Hirohito, Hitler, Mussolini, and Stalin. Okay. What do they all have in common? I think somebody said it in the chat. Influence. That was the answer I was looking for. That is 100% correct. All of these individuals had influence. Okay. Now, between the 4 of those guys, some of the most heinous things were committed in the name of maintaining order or ushering in a new order. Do we know of any instance in history where a new era, a new way of being, thinking, and doing came to a continent, country, or planet through peaceful means? Now, we can think of a lot of peaceful things, but in the last, let's just go 150 years, okay? All four of those individuals' descendants or their ancestors had empires. Empires. So they had the run of the planet for the most part because we had not yet become a superpower. We was not to be F with, but we was not yet a superpower. And so the decision of what was going to be whatever in the world was being decided by these four cats, directly or indirectly. Now think about that for a second. They couldn't have got access to what they got access to if they didn't have what? Influence. I mean, in only in one of them's case was like, okay, I'm royalty, so we getting ready to do this, and y'all can't stop us. It was more of a thing with him, but the other three, they had to use influence, whether it was political for military or vice versa. They understood the art of influencing men's minds in a way to gain their respect for the accomplishment of whatever. You know what I'm saying? Now, some of them was just fanatical, and others were, let's just be honest, straight up got paid off. I pay you to do it. Do what? Here, take this and do that to that individual. How we gonna identify him? Put a sign on him. You know what I mean? Now, here come the fun part. Flash forward, what? 90 or so years? That ain't long, that's a few generations, but still far reaching, I guess is what I'm getting at. Is enough of a situation to where there's still that type of influence in the world. What's different when the fanaticism is your country, is what they using to do it? So here's how I look at it. Okay. To people who say, and it's about to get deep, hang on. People who say, if you don't like What's going on in this country? Why don't you go back to Africa? Well, the only intelligent response I can give is because you stole a lot of people who look like me from a country, and being so narrow-minded and ignorant as to say, just take these 700 here, not knowing 20 of them are Fulani, 20 of them are Benin, 20 of them are Hosa. You know what I'm saying? And on and on and on like that. It's like saying, I'm gonna put the Apaches, the Comanches, and the Iroquois and the Mohicans together and just automatically expect them to know how to communicate with each other and know and do that kind of a thing. And that's what it was in this country. This country. We have those kinds of controls in place to where somebody can ascend. A lot of people would say is ascending to a place of power, but seems too touched in the brain to maintain it. So I'm trusting time to do in perfect synchronicity with what is best for the rest of us. Before the rest of us ain't the rest of us. That's the best way I can say it without saying it. Because I don't want to crash out. I really want to entertain tonight, in an entertaining way and really in a truthful way. Kamoyo got to say, I always tell them I was born here and they can suck it. Hey, the way of a praying mantis is to sit perfectly still. Perfectly still. I'm not moving. But when you get in range of these bitches right here, whoo, and it ain't like, no, I'ma sting you. No, I'ma crush you to death. No, I'm going to grab you and then right there in that moment begin to devour you. I'm a mantis. But anywho, when you hinder your thinking, you hinder your ability to advance, is the moral of the story. And I don't want to live in a world where I got to hinder my thinking. Racism hinders their efforts. The Civil War was 4 years, and the Nazis only lasted 12. Well, yeah, I get that, but why is it so boiled in? Why is it so boiled in? I get it with generations of this because I hear him, man. You gotta see him sometime. Now, our generation of my people owns your people, so your people ain't know nothing but captivity. And it's like, you ignorant hillbilly. And you don't really want to be like that, but it's like they learned it from somebody who learned it from somebody who learned it from somebody. They just wake up and Gomer's just talking like that. That's been passed down. Generations. Taught. Now, how hard would it be for your family to stop playing spades if you grew up and lived with a family that played spades? You gonna find a way to play spades. You ain't just gonna cut spades out entirely. There's somebody gonna be playing spades over here and they ain't gonna tell y'all about it. You gonna be like, how come didn't nobody call? But anyway, you understand what I'm getting at, what I'm saying to you when I say, think about what's happening in this country. Most of us been alive long enough generations to see some shit happen in your lifetime. You know, the craziest stuff. I know I'm bouncing topic to topic, but I'm really on one overreaching one. And I'm tied together, I promise. I'm just one more and I'm gonna come back. But I guess Guyana, the Jim Jones thing, I think that was like late 70s. Had to be late 70s. I know I was in elementary school when that went down, but it was like, boom, that happened. It was like 900 people gone. Drank the Kool-Aid. That's where that expression comes from. Drank the Kool-Aid. They drinking the Kool-Aid. Yes, drinking the Kool-Aid means you are absorbed and want to absorb whatever goofy ass opinion is being pumped into you because you hear that person over there saying it and that person over there saying it and that one over there saying it, but don't have the individuality or the curiosity to think for yourself. And that is taken advantage of. And that is where influence comes from. And if you listen to the bullshit I espouse constantly, and it becomes your mantra, whatever I say do, you will do. That's a person with influence. That's a person with power. That's a person who can give commands and make organizations rise up out of nowhere to do their bidding. You know who did that? The AH guy. Yeah, him. Just created this organization. Oh my God. Okay. And I want y'all to go on police and spy and look for stuff that might offend me. Shit happened in our lifetime. Or not in our lifetime, but in our realization of the things 20 years behind and 20 years to come. Yeah. A lot and accumulated knowledge. But anyway, that was the movement. That was the boom. But what are we talking about? Theo, you say I always ask if slavery was okay today but be reversed, would it be a problem with me owning their family? Crickets. I like that one. That's it. I like that. Black folks need to stop babying their feelings. They are grown. They can take the mirror being held to their faces and to the truth of who they are. What up, Groovy? You just walked into some shit, dog. Anyways, and that's kind of what I'm getting at. I have often heard many conscious-minded people, as well as Brother Malcolm X, um, refer to us as the lost tribe of Shabbat. I like that notion, actually, because it allows me to still cling to the traditions of where I come from versus where I am. You know what I'm saying? I mean, the soul and the essence of what I am is in Ghana, but me, I'm here. So why worry if I can think for myself? And a lot of people choose not to do that. And it's scary. You know, just things can be dictated and folks can just tell you whatever. And oh, hey, make that into a law. What? Or worse, unmake that. Repeal that law. That means take it away. What do you think happens if you repeal enough rules? You create the atmosphere for, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. I'm going to say it, dictatorship. I can feel uncomfortable and put emergency powers into place and say it's for the good of the nation. Is that not by default a dictatorship? Not when there isn't a perceived threat of such magnitude. You just wait. There they are. That city went crazy. Like we ain't never had no riots. Detroit, Watts. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't riot. And it ain't about, just being. I like scratching my eyeballs and make them feel good. Um, it ain't about being truculent. I like to use that word. Every boxing coach used to say, "Hey, you're being a little truculent today, ain't you?" You know, but it's all about perception. You know what I mean? It's all about perception. And I promise I'm gonna get to use it. See, I was trying to go, man. I was trying to go that route, man, and we went this way first. So I'm sorry if we go in the route y'all don't like tonight. I'm feeling a little bit kind of a way about some things. And I think life is trying to teach me to be more preemptive, more like you knew this was coming, so why would you not prepare for it? Because people have shown people, I don't know about nobody else, but when people show me who they are, I don't care who you are. When you show me who you are, who you really truly are, then that's when I'm like, all right, you move the way you move, and I'm gonna move the way I move. If that don't ever cross you again, that's fine. But if I come across you again and you still moving the same way I'm, in a direction I don't want you, don't come toward me. I guess is what I'm getting at. If you really that person that say I on site, because on site is on site. Not no. If I recognize you before you recognize me, or you know what I'm saying, your ass better have spidey senses. That's all I'm saying. So say about it, be about it. Ain't that how they say in the hood? You say it, you better do it. Otherwise, you get branded a sucker and a punk. At least back in my day, that's what it was. You get branded a sucker and a punk. You don't want to be no sucker. Oh, don't mess with him. He a sucker. He a scrub. You know what I'm saying? I used to come to the rescue of kids like that. You know what I'm saying? Or I guess more accurately, I would join forces with kids like that. And together we had like a bond that became, you know what I'm saying? I guess, I don't know, United Nerds. I mean, I ran with a crew as a kid. I'll be honest with you. I ran with a crew that was like the Goonies. You know, childhood. We get in adventures and shit and do things and, you know what I'm saying? And to scare yourself. You know, that kind of create stuff that blow up. You know, it just, that kind of, maybe your crew didn't do that, but I mean, I remember some like cats that would like, you know, get like a radio and we unscrew the radio, take it apart and see how everything working, the magnet and all that. So you can understand that kind of stuff for yourself. You know what I mean? I know that radio make a sound, but why does that radio make a sound? And what helps it to make that sound? See, they need some more Schoolhouse Rock. Remember Schoolhouse Rock? They need some more Schoolhouse. They need some more Schoolhouse Rock. Goodness gracious. My calendar. I got to talk to y'all about my calendar. The 10th. April 10th. 9 days after April Fool Day. April 10th, which is Friday. We're going to be Friday vibing. My man Theo B is going to be there. Ace the Outsider. I don't want to give it away, you know, about a lot of what this brother's going to be talking about. I just give him like a fat introduction at the beginning tomorrow night. But he got a lot of stuff just by himself, you know, that he's active in his community, and he gonna tell you, you know what I'm saying, the what fors and whys specifically. But I think we in for one of them really bam bam shows this coming Friday. Tomorrow, Friday vibing. 17th. I don't want to say nothing about the 17th. I'm looking to, because somebody dipped on me, so I might be able to swing somebody else in that slot. You know, who knows? Hey, we might be able to get Lonnie back. I don't know. You know, if y'all down for it, you know, let me know. But because Lonnie seems like he type of ready rock. You know what I'm saying? As long as you let him know, you know what's going on. Now I know he over here on this side of the country. I probably hit him up a lot sooner than later. But if you watching, Lonnie, holler at me or I'll holler at you one way or the other. What you say? Awesome. Theo will promise not to crash out over a topic, but we know better because we love him. He is the griot. You know, I was saying that very thing the other day. To my wife, I'm like, Theo got a birthday coming up here real soon. She's like, oh, really? She said, when I said on the 21st, and she said, she said, Theo, Aries. Like, yeah. You know what I'm saying? He might say he on the cusp, but most of your cusp is sitting on Aries. I'm just saying. You be ready to ride. What somebody saying? I'm right. That's what I'm saying. That be you in the video. But yeah, what was I getting ready to tell you, brothers, about? Oh, I know what I wanted to do. Let me pull up this image. It's sparkling water for those of you who are wondering. I'm just trying to. Say, what's my cusp? June 11th. Ain't no cusp. June 11th, you dead in Gemini. Ain't no doubt about it. No, I'm sorry, June 11th. That's still Taurus, ain't it? Yeah. Nah, Taurus. No, it's Gemini. It's Gemini. It's Gemini. It's Gemini. It's Gemini. Yeah, Gemini. Yeah, ain't no cusp. It's dead in Gemini. You got until the 21st to be something else. Yeah. So, yeah. Yes, exactly. A Gemini ass Gemini. Yeah, you all up in there. Yeah, for sure. Just like I'm a Libra ass Libra. Ain't no doubts, ain't no cusp. The day before me is Libra, the day after me is Libra. I'm up in Libra. That's me through and through. Ain't mad if you do. So, moving on. So y'all get me so distracted because I feel like I'm just sitting in a room talking to some people, having a conversation. And when I sit in a room and I talk to people and have conversations, I like to challenge their sensibilities. I like to challenge their thought process. Not change. Challenge. That's it. I ain't trying to change what you think. I'm just telling you how I feel about it. And I just want to know how you feel about how I feel. Isn't that a great way of putting it? Yeah, we might argue. Okay. Oh, they are so pretty. Ain't them some pretty women? Them some pretty women. Ain't them some pretty women? Okay. Question about them pretty women. Uh, what nationality? No, not nationality. I'm using the wrong word. That's not the word I want to use. What ethnicity are these three ladies? And from an anthropological standpoint, just so we are 100% cocksure, pause, of what we're saying, race, not some crazy German man's idea of race. I'm saying anthropologically, what is race? Caucasoid, Negroid, Mongoloid. That's race. And everything that springs forth from there is considered ethnicity from an anthropological standpoint. All right. So, that being said, what ethnicity are these women? Without more information, It's pretty difficult to tell, isn't it? They could be African and German. They could be Spanish and Asian. They could be Congolese and French. You know what I'm saying? You, without any context, what you looking at, what you see is black women. That's all you can make out for sure to save your life is race. They black and something. Is that not a fair assessment? The most I could say to them without offending them, unless they've Dominican or something like that, is those are beautiful black women. If they're Dominican, they gonna correct me and they, I am Dominican, I'm a Dominican. You know what I'm saying? And you got to hear all that shit. But saying a fair assessment 90% of the time is you a beautiful black woman and it sticks. But we don't know without more information where they are from. And so is it okay to embrace and love the ethnicity more than the race? Is that a fair assumption? Is that a fair assumption about from where we talking about right now? Is embracing ethnicity more important than embracing race in the context of what you're looking at right there? You want to jump to the fun part, to the part where we start arguing? Because I can go straight to the fun part. If y'all just want to go straight to the fun part, I can tell you what I'm getting at. If anybody in chat wants to know, sound off. Otherwise, I'm going to assume it's a fair assumption to say we can't tell if they more than one ethnicity. Grand Madam says embracing your ethnicity is taught by the parents, isn't it? I guess that's what I understand what you're getting at. Not necessarily. What if I am adopted by people of the same ethnicity? Or what if I actually live in the region of the world where that ethnicity is dominant? But what I'm getting at, there isn't anything wrong with embracing ethnicity over race. That's the bottom line. Because if I am half Japanese and half black, if I choose to live in Japan and speak Japanese and adopt Japanese custom, everything, is that wrong? Am I tripping for doing that? Or is that not my right because the blood of Japanese flows through me. It's a part of me, literally, right? So why would I be wrong or off or not right for choosing to seek that which is already within me? Mario said, I see the brown and I am down. Other groups I treat with kid gloves, with the exception of Filipinos, them my ninjas. Oh, and Vietnamese. Okay. The the Negroes of Asia. um, that's your right. Folks don't trip over Naomi Osaka as she embraces all of her heritage. Okay. 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 Now, Kamoyo, you said you gave Naomi Osaka as an example of somebody who's choosing to embrace their ethnicity over their race. Is it because we respect the choice, or is it because of her appearance? Because she's what I like to, the effect I like to call is black enough to fade into a crowd of black people. Top that. Call it whatever the hell you want to call it. That's what it is. Black enough to fade into a crowd of black people. Naomi Osaka ain't so Japanese that she can't fade into a crowd of black people. If they said, find that little Japanese and black girl, and she step off into the crowd and become freaking invisible. Okay? That's what I'm saying. By appearance, we are accepting of appearance. Not ethnicity, not ethnic choices. Let me challenge you. Because I see some of y'all, I see some of y'all in the crowd that's like, I ain't so sure about that, D-Real. Okay, bet. You do it because you good with yours. Let's see. Let's see how good you are with somebody else's. Yeah, I'm gonna be the grandmaster here tonight. We're gonna play a little game that might fuck with your senses tonight. Might fuck with your sensibilities. That's okay. I'm trying to expand your dome because you ain't gonna know if somebody don't show it to you. All right. All right. This is fun tonight. We're gonna recognize what we recognize when we recognize what do we recognize. Okay. Grandma said I talked about that. I call it passing for black. Okay, it is, but in the case of Naomi Osaka, she's not trying to pass for black. Is from what I can see and what I understand, she would rather be Japanese. So I guess what I'm saying is because Kamayo said we respect her choice. Okay, you don't respect her. You don't respect her choice. I mean, I'm trying to understand what are we saying here that is I don't like you to be Japanese and black looking, or I don't like that what. specifically, or as far as passing for black, because you don't have to be Japanese and black and be able to pass for black. You can be something else in black and pass for black. What makes it problematic? Is it because of the something else or because of the black? I help me understand. I know, and I know you will, because you are the beautiful human being that you are, Queen. But what I'm getting at, until somebody tell me something different that make me go, I ain't think of that. Is that these behaviors follow a pattern, and whoever was the person who said it's taught by the family, you are 100% correct. Yes, your family shaped, or your family beliefs, how you grew up, is shaped like 99.99% of your stuff that you think and are governed by. All right. So from a cultural standpoint, everybody in here done heard, if she came up and she can't use my comb, you better not bring her home. Heard that before, right? So are we accepting the outcome without understanding where the outcome leads us? Case in point, you don't get her unless you are accepting of some things. Right? Yes or freaking no. Because Holly ain't Holly without that white in her. Let's just be honest. And Holly ain't Holly without that black in her. Let's just be honest. But all of it together makes up, damn, I can't remember the scientific term of what it is, but I can tell you, I can describe it to you. It's the feeling, the that we get. I mean, it's almost kind of like a pheromone thing from what I read, is what it sounds like, because of people who are of mixed ethnicities. It creates a more genetically symmetrical and pleasing appearance. Scientific freaking fact. People, because how come every time we see a red bone, how come we ever see a light skin, how come every time we see one mixed with Asian, how come every time, oh, she look good, oh, you not trying to rush the Chinese and black girl, you a lie. Yes, you are, because she got the best of both worlds and you trying to get it all, period. So, but we aren't respectful of the process that creates it. Oh, you're happy for red bones, but you can't stand the folks that get together and make them. What are we talking about here? I mean, I'm not asking you to change the way you think or feel. I'm just asking you to go, I ain't never thought of it that way before. That's it. If you like that's BSD, I don't know what you talking about. That's cool too. All I'm saying, before we started, I told you where we was gonna end up before all of this started, right? Comments blowing up. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's gonna be inflammatory, not because somebody's telling you wrong for your thinking, but for somebody saying, maybe did you ever think about it this way? And that, in my very upfront and forward opinion and way of showing, is how I can hit you with this. What is she? And before you even answer that, just off the top of your head, looking at her, do you think she's beautiful? Or do you think she's attractive? Or do you think if you saw her somewhere, you'd be like, she cute, I don't get it, her. Whether or not. Whether or not. And yes, it's the girl from Deadpool. Okay. Kamoyo, you make an excellent point, sir. Black is an American term. Right, you are. No different than Nigerian or Ghanaian or Kenyan or Brazilian or Haitian. And you know what? Back in the old world, that's how everybody was described. Everybody. What are them Germans doing here? Even that, they can see past the color. I'm more concerned with what you say, think, believe, and do is your cultural values and beliefs. I'm more concerned about that. And I don't feel you can assimilate into mine because color of your skin. Yikes. You make it sound so harsh. Grand Madam say, yes, she is beautiful. And she is Brazilian. Okay, close. Portuguese. Literally, really, really, really close. But yeah, they speak Portuguese in Brazil. So yeah, we're both right. She is also Italian and Lebanese. Can you see that too? Mm. Ooh, I meant no offense. Ooh, please do not open the can. Please do not open the can. That is not what we are here for tonight. The point I'm making is we go by appearance, is what I'm saying. We go by appearance, is what I'm saying. That one's for you, Grand Madam. How about that? Yeah, yeah. He is Mexican and Japanese? Wow. Didn't know that. Didn't know that. Here coming that. But looking at appearance, you don't care. But because again, I say of the mixed I think it's hysteroteric or something. Hister is something where because of the combination, the genetic makeup, it takes the best qualities of the entire thing and makes that. You know, you know what I'm saying? It with all it's what you do? Dragon Ball Z. How come you think the humans that mix with the Saiyan, the human and the Saiyan mix gets tough? And come on, you get the best qualities of both when they're together. I mean, you can call it what you want to call it. I mean, it's called evolution. You'll never know. You might make something better. What is she? What is she? Just looking at her. Yeah, you had no reference. You had no reference. You don't have no reference. You don't know her. You don't know her. You see her in a crowd, folks. What you? Who? What? What? Who's it? What? Italian. I said, did I say Mexican? I said, I meant Italian. And did I say Japanese? I got it mixed up with somebody else. My bad. See, I can say when I'm wrong. But anyway, mixed was the point. Anyway, so she looks biracial. You're not sure? Yeah. What I'm getting at is it can be more than one ethnicity. How do we know which one they embrace? Sometimes there can be visual tells, but what about when we're at work? What about when we're in professional settings in general or formal settings where you ain't necessarily getting to wear no attire that lets you know for sure, oh, he the type of, you know? How do we determine that? The answer is you don't. And stop trying. What a person presents as is what a person presents as. If you don't see that as genuine, don't deal with them. Yeah. Work for me. You know what I'm saying? I see a bunch of black people that present as one thing, but in reality it's something else and have not added anything to my life. So it's not about, for me at least, it's not about a race or an ethnicity thing. It's about how a person treat me. You treat me how I want to be treated. I don't care what you know what I mean. If we can do well mutually, I don't give a damn what color you are or your skin or your, you know what I'm saying? Because my heart's gonna tell me what I feel, not my eyeballs or the perceptions of people around me. And some people can't get to that, and that's cool. I don't begrudge nobody who feels or thinks that way. Matter of fact, some of them I continue to be friends with, you know. But understand, doing something because that's what you was always taught versus what you know is right ain't always the same thing. And here ended the lesson. You know what I mean? I was saying, you know, the OGs in the crowd is like, I get that. You know what I'm saying? You can't assume. I mean, what we know for certain could probably pass for something other than white if they ain't. You know what I'm saying? I'll be honest. I'll be honest with y'all. You know what I'm saying? 100% truth moment. You know what I'm saying? My wife got white in her. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, seeing how she could present as, but in a professional setting. You know what I mean? You see her in a professional setting, you like, all right, nice to see you there, Nathan. You know what I'm saying? But if you see her outside of a professional setting, you like, okay, this is how she move, this is what she do, this is what she is, this is how she feel comfortable. You know what I mean? And so it's like, you know what I'm saying? And so, and that was the context in which I met my wife. You know what I'm saying? What she wasn't pretending or trying to be anything. Is what she was immersed in, because that's, you know, what her grandma put in her and all that, and that's what she embraced. You know what I'm saying? So it was like I appreciate the authenticity. You know what I mean? That's, for me, that's all you got to be, is your most authentic self. If you walk that, talk that, strut that, breathe that, eat, you know, burning the candles and all that, cool. You know what I'm saying? So if you got it in you and you embrace it, why is that a problem? That should that should count across the board, shouldn't it? You know, not because of appearances, right? Never assume. So what Graham Adams said, well, never assume nothing. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you think you know. You don't see what you think you see. I just, you know what I'm saying? Graham Adams said, my issue is melanated foreign, non-black actresses are playing black women's acting roles. Okay. 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 That there is a very, very valid position. Okay. Having been a thespian and dealt in a few of those types of situations, the British actress does not determine who gets the role. The black actress does not determine who gets the role. They go in there and they audition. So people at a table is what they do. They go and they do a read, and they have them do a monologue or a piece or something, or have them, you know, I need to see if you can do this on cue. I need to see if you can do that on cue. I need to see if you know what I'm saying? If you really legit about this role right here, go ahead and just go into the panic mode for me. You know what I'm saying? If you can do all of those things, and a lot of the things that they want you to do are classically taught. We don't do enough of that, or we don't have the capability, I guess, because you send folks to Oxford for acting classes. So they doing something over there that's popping, and people come back over here doing big things from there. So is it the quality? Can we dispute that beyond a shadow of a doubt? You know what I'm saying? Because if they take in the roles, that means there was nothing these other actresses could do to stop them. What other, you know, black actresses audition for the role, I guess, is the question I'm asking, because it happens with actors too. I mean, Idris Elba and what's the other boy name who playing Green Lantern, and Jean Page? They all are old light skinned Negroes. They out there. They are, well, not Idris Elba, but they out there. You know what I'm saying? Taking roles that could have gone to another actor. That I get it. I get it. But, and that is the very reason why I say that. Is it talent? Is it talent? Is it talent? Honestly, let's just put our whatever, anger, rage, all that aside, and just think about it for a second. Could it be could it be? Just that there's more talent or more training is provided with a classically trained acting background. That's all I'm saying. I ain't saying they better, but they better trained. You know what I'm saying? So what you gonna do? I mean, if me and both of you, we both learn how to shoot, but I learned how to shoot from a super duper marksman, and you only learn how to shoot from a super marksman, stands to reason. I mean, if this theory does not hold water, I would like to understand why you think so, everyone or anyone. That's all I'm saying. You know? And if we receive the message with gladness and joy, I will move onward. Otherwise, you will force me to belabor the point. Just I guess the moral of the story, if ain't nobody got nothing else to think about it, is exactly what Grand Madam said. You know, assume nothing. And don't judge, don't you ever judge by appearance. Because I see some chocolate black dot sisters, you turn around, they say, hey, how are you? Hi, what's going on? Where's my Louboutins? You know, and bruh, okay, so it's about what you embrace in a big way. You think it's done deliberately? Wow. I have no evidence to prove or disprove what you're saying, Grand Madam. That's the best I could put it. You know what I'm saying? I can't say it's not. I can't say it is. So if you got a better take on it than I do. You got a way better take on it than I do. So I will defer. If you say you see a pattern, I can't tell you what you don't see. You know, I know better than to mess with them type forces. If you see a pattern, then it's a pattern, Grandma. My mama taught me better. Shit. Y'all better know. I said I ain't him. Yeah, have me no leprosy. Shit, what you say? I know better. Not me, ma'am. Not me. Not today. Boom. Did y'all enjoy this? Did y'all enjoy this for real? Because I mean, around them last couple issues, man, we were coming at breakneck pace with this one here, man. But I had a time. This is a dope ass book, man. They made this joint all the way back in 22, 23. It's a story. Most of y'all that rock with me, y'all know it, but for some of y'all that ain't been in here, it's a story, by Chuck Brown of Bitterroot. He's telling a story about Jimmy Ez. And Jimmy Ez is a lot more than just a psychologist who helps people deal with trauma. She helped us deal with life by ending it. You see over there on the cover, she got, well, you know what? That didn't really happen, but it's a cool ass picture. But the cape, it's got feathers that she can throw like darts. Remember, like G2 on G-Force, the Condor. Joe, just like Joe, and he got him. He could put him in a gun and shoot him. But yeah, she's throwing the feathers at mugs, and she's nice with the knives. It looked like somebody, whoever drew her, they either engaged in or watched somebody performing the art of salat. And if you don't know what salat is, that is a Filipino, Indonesian, type martial art, that can either be done with the hands or more accurately or more deadly effect with cutting and stabbing weapons such as knives and what I'm saying, like what do you call them, the curb knife, with the yang and the hen. But I forget the name escapes me because I got one. I'm like karambit. There you go. And sometimes with a baton or with both. So, and a lot of the stuff I've seen with like a knife, oh my goodness, is nasty. Oh my goodness, is nasty. You know what I'm saying? The whole idea of it is, if you stick that arm out at me, you will not stick it out at me again. You know what I'm saying? Get you in a lock of hand and arm just drop. And I'm like, ooh, that looks fun. So yeah, I'm all about batons and knives, man. Yeah. Sign me all the way up. I say you do Florida as Netflix. Hey, some of this stuff do. I think a lot of people be talking about they stuff getting option, man, and don't nothing be happening. So yeah. Yeah, yes. That. Yeah, it's nasty. I'm like, God, you know what I'm saying? Right. Y'all are not playing. And that's why I don't nobody with them little cats. Not because because they ain't playing. I seen some stuff, man. I was in the Philippines, man. I was in this bar one night. I got to tell this story. We gonna get back to flow. But I'm gonna tell this story, bruh. I'm in the Philippines. We poured. This was back when they still had QB Point. In Olongapo. That base. Ooh, had so much fun. Anyway, there was this club on McSide Street, and you could go in there, right? And it's like they had like a built-in vibe. You know what I'm saying? It was like chicks everywhere, and it was like if you fall up in the club, you know what I'm saying? You fall up in the club in the United States, and boom, you come in, and it's like it's folks up in there, it's folks on the dance floor gigging, and they create that vibe. You know what I'm saying? It's like 15, 20 brides all over the place, and then y'all gigging and they drinking and they having a good time. But what I find out about it is it's a bar girl thing. You know what I'm saying? What they call a bar girl. And the way it work is, if you vibing with old girl and you want to leave and do whatever or say whatever, you have to pay her bar fine. And so the bar is making money. She get a little something off the top, but it ain't too much of nothing anyway. But the OGs, see, this is why you listen to your OGs. This I say is why you listen to your OGs. OGs put your boy D Real up on game. And they told me, listen here, young blood. Them ladies want to get with the brothers anyway. All you need to do is wait till the shifts change. And when they going out, you can just catch you outside and holler at her out there, and you ain't gotta pay nothing. Don't you know your boy soaked it up? Your boy soaked it up. Your boy soaked it up. I soaked that GAME right on up. Shoot. You know, you keep dipping and tripping and lollygagging in the club, and yeah, and y'all just yeah. Yeah, what time, girl? Oh, about 10 minutes. Hey, holla. You better know. Boy, breaking them down. Boy, hey, and all they want to know is if you coming back through this way again, look a bitch up. No, they don't want you to marry them. They don't want to go home. None of that. Cause in the real deal, the one she playing a long game. You see what I'm saying? I'm gonna make you comfortable. I'm gonna make you not feel good. When you want to come, when y'all pull back up in here, I'm gonna have a hot meal for you. I'm gonna be sitting right here with you, rubbing your head, telling you the man, 100 grand. She playing that one. They're playing a long game. You feel me? And you on the boat, you sitting there, you thinking about, oh, wow, man, I remember Lucita. Oh, dang, we pulling back in before we head back. Oh, I think I'm gonna go on up over there and see Lucita. And sure enough, Lucita right there waiting for your ass. Oh, I got this meal. Like, come on, let's jump in this jitney cab and go, bruh. Hoping, praying. This brother say, girl, will you marry me and come back to America with me? I mean, don't get me wrong. If that's how you fell in love and started your family, fine. But if it was one, if it was one of them girls down off McSide Street, I got some questions. I'm just saying, boy, it's folks who can verify and clarify what a brother's saying to you. If Mr. Ray Smith was here, he'd tell you. Ask Mr. Ray Smith next time you talk to him about what I told you. You know what I'm saying? Bruh, mud's itching to get to this mud. They are itching to get to this mud. But anyway, speaking of getting to it, Jim and her Auntie Emmy, shouts out to Auntie Emmy. Auntie Emmy was nice. She was nice with her hands. She was nice with her knowledge. And she was nice with her fucking attack animals. What the hell? Who trains Komodo dragons, tigers, wolves, and eagles to attack? Wait, first, make them big. You see that big ass bird she had? I'm like, damn, it was looking Jim in the face. I'm like, that's a griffin. What is that? You know what I'm saying? But hey, she was like, get him. They jumped on his ass. They was getting him for a second. I mean, but it's flawed, y'all. This is flawed. You want to pick this, but or go back and find it. Because we looking for all this stuff that ain't available and all of this stuff we can't get. Check out the stuff you can. That's a story about a Black woman, main protagonist, by the way, by a Black writer. What more you need? Lord, show us some love. Pick it up. 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 Yeah, you should get this. It is a good read. It's a good, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the motivations. But I noticed the way it's written, it's almost written like, and it's not a knock, it's almost written like a movie script, is the energy that I get, like, because there's a lot of stuff left to the side, and it's a lot of stuff that we don't 100% get told. You know what I'm saying? So we don't know the specifics of Emmett and Gemma's background, if any, as it relates to the King of Kings. I don't know, why do I keep saying King? The city of Kings in Egypt. They taking gunfire and taking mugs out in Egypt. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, are they mercenaries, or are they from there? Because they make references to, I know you want to go home sometime. Where's home? You know what I mean? So a lot to explore, a lot to find out about this series. It's a really good read, and and they can't say you a misogynist. They can't say you misogynist. You know what I mean? I genuinely like the book. You know what I'm saying? To keep it a buck, and that's why I say it caught my interest enough at the LCS for me to keep picking it up. Fair enough. Is enough going on each issue to keep you wanting to get the next issue. Or, Kamoyo say there's a trade paperback out, snag that trade paperback and get that story. That's worth having in your collection. That one for sure is worth having in your collection. I am of a mind, and I know y'all gonna hear me say it first here on Be Real with D Real. I am really seriously thinking about selling off my comic book collection, except for the indie and the stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's really kind of all I've been like thirsting for or wanting to see more of in a big way, and just like kind of just casting a lot of stuff to the side to pay it, casting a lot of stuff, not all, to the side to pay attention. You know what I'm saying? Hey, and Pete Game, and this was just a thought. This was just a thought. This was just a thought. And I'm not saying this, to 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 create no vortex or to try to create no black hole. But I feel like it's something a lot of people really need to think about. Especially like, them bigger comic book places that cover comic stories and comic content, and jump on stories and do things of that nature. Had Instead of the question, asking how can I scoop and get another brother's content, um the question could be, how could I get that Marvel and that DC dick out of my mouth, and try to cover all the things independent and talk about independent stuff instead of jumping on it and cock riding and then sliding off with the let me slow down. I'm gonna be selling my comic book collection. That how about that? I'll be on Whatnot every weekend selling off some books. If you think I'm lying, Kamoyo was in there last week. He seen how it was going down. I was just like, oh my goodness. So I'm hook up the link tonight for the sale this weekend, because I gotta, after this I'm gonna go take pictures, so you have an image in there. I might even pull out the books, and let folks get a look at them. Now my question, and this might apply to you, Kamoyo, because this might benefit you greatly if you pull up to the sale this weekend. Okay. I would say on average, first, let me just give you reference. Oh, that is an interesting question, Theo. The knowledge. The knowledge. You know what I think about? You know what I think about? You know what I think about? And Theo, this is gonna trip you out, dog. Hey, Book of Eli. I'm like him. Okay. I know everything you know. I don't gotta have a book to prove it. I got it. You know, you can call me what you want to call me, say what you want to say, but I got it. It's in there. You know what I'm saying? The stuff, everything I've read or seen, it's in here. You know what I'm saying? Or in a serious way. You know what I'm saying? In a serious way, in a meaningful way. I can still vividly remember like Kurt Swan Superman action comics. I can remember that vividly. It's imprinted in my head. It's an issue. It's about an invasion. It's an alien invasion, and these aliens are using rays that have red solar energy in them. So Superman's getting knocked out the sky, and this invasion's coming. Lex Luthor. Don't ask me the fucking science behind this shit. But Lex Luthor puts some shit on his head and ties it to a statue. A statue of Superman. And this statue of Superman jumps out the fucking masonry and flies into the air because he like telepathically connected to Superman, and Superman punching out alien ships with a statue. Yeah, I remember that book. I'm just like, bruh. I'm like sitting here like 8, 9 years old reading now, like this shit is ridiculous. How the fuck is that? You know what I'm saying? So and certain books resonate with you and other books don't. And my brother loved action comics, and he the one, you know what I'm saying, got me like kind of on the DC tip looking at DC stuff anyway. But everybody know. You know what I'm saying? Marvel always had a realer world. But what I'm getting at, both of them can go somewhere. You know what I'm saying? I love the work you have done in the past, but as far as D-Real is concerned, the bulk of your services shall not encompass what I consume. There, you got it. So, okay. My thought process is this. Well, why the indies is little, you feel what I'm saying? Because I understand momentum. Y'all feel me? I understand momentum. And believe me when I say momentum is swinging towards the little guy, because big motherfuckers is going to be suffering the next couple years. And the only way you're going to be able to survive is to fuck with the little fellas. So I'm down here at ground zero with the little fellas. What you think about to happen? You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody saying they about to go under, but tell me what DC comic book you just gotta have that's on the shelf right now. You gotta. That's why I ain't been talking about comics tonight anyway. I know it's gonna hurt some people's feelings, but deal with it. You know what I'm saying? I ain't. If it ain't the classics, if it ain't the great shit, you know what I mean? It ain't that John Byrne, it ain't that George Perez, you know what I'm saying? It ain't none of that. And even closer, we can get up there, you know, some Jason Aaron. If it ain't, if it ain't that kind of, keep that shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, that's the newfangled shit y'all doing, man. You know what I'm saying? And gender bending and twisting and turning everything and making it, you know what I'm saying? You want to make an LGBTQ character, make an LGBTQ character. Don't take folks' characters, you know what I'm saying? They've been, how you know they ain't? I ain't even going to go there. But they say for me, Superman comics, especially with Lex, got interesting with John Byrne. Yeah. after crisis, post crisis. It was much simpler. And that's where you got to, like you said, that's where you got to jump on board. And you felt like you was there from the giddy go. So it's like, cool. Everybody, it was a win-win for everybody. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know. I mean, just like you said, Marvel had more. They had more popping, flat out. They had more shit going on. They crossovers was flyer. They whole events. You know what I'm saying? And that was something I did not like. Marvel and DC was the reason a lot of this shit was born. I don't know if you can see them, but my wizard cards. You dig? There go Brigade and the Wildcats. You know what I mean? Let you see the ones that's funny in Gen 13. And I'll be honest with you, Cybernary, I don't know who the fuck that is. I ain't never read no Cybernary comics, but the rest of these ones I fuck with heavy, especially Spawn. Wildcats to a lesser degree. I was more of a Cyber Force and Wet Works and Young Blood type of person. But yeah, this that is and was indie comics. So when you say indie, and this is, really a lot of what I like, it's kind of my campaign, is what I'm on. When you say indie, I try to put things back where they belong because my wife say I be messy sometimes. So I had to get in the habit of keeping shit neat. Anyway, when you say indie, that's a lot of shit. That's a lot of shit. That's everything except Marvel and DC. Think about that. And here's where I'm at with it. Okay. I'm done fighting for what a motherfucker ain't never gonna give me. All right. Understand what I'm saying when I say it. I'm saying as a company, I'm good. Is some new Black Panther come out? Yeah, all right. Maybe, depending on what it is, because that tomorrow shit, I didn't fuck with that. So it's like, okay, if y'all try and do something, man, better be real about it. Muggs is done fucking with y'all like that. At least I am. Not, I'm not far as pumping nobody. You know what I mean? You got something over at Marvel, don't fuck with me. You know what I mean? I ain't really that enthused. Like I said, I like your previous work, but this new shit suck ass. Plain and simple. And I ain't gonna be apologetic for it. DC, they already know they problem. Too much of that. You know what I'm saying? Okay. And stay on their heads about static. All right. If you want to see static, you better stay on their head. You know what I mean? Static got the potential, y'all. And that's what's gonna keep them there. I mean, I don't know. Static is the exception. You know what I'm saying over there. Black Panther is the exception over there. I guess that's kind of how I'm at. And the absolute line ain't terrible. You know what I'm saying? It ain't terrible. Diesel. I still got a two full sets of X-Men trading cards. The series 1 and series 2, and then I got the full set of the Marvel superheroes series 1 and series 2. I should probably try to do something with those. I think. I mean, having the full set helps. For the 90s, I wasted so much money in the 90s with Marvel. Oh my goodness, I wasted so much money with them. Oh my goodness, man. Oh my goodness. Um, yes, I think so. I think one of them is the Jim Lee set. Even series, I think series one. I think series one is the Jim Lee set. Because that was around, yeah, it was around the yeah, it was during it when he was writing on the book, when he was drawing on the book. Yeah. So it's Jim Lee. Because it's got all of them, all of them characters during his era, the Jubilee and Colossus and Shatterstar from X Force on the New Mutant side, because I know he did a little bit of that too. But yeah, yes, it is 100%. Yes, the Jim Lee said. I've got them in a book somewhere. They're in slots, just like these other ones. I got them in slots. But yeah, man. I'm they all got a price. Yeah, I mean, if it's if it's Marvel, it's negotiable. You know what I mean? Because more than anything else, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I'm gonna get me something out of it. It might be half off, but I'm gonna get me something out of it. See what I'm saying? How you feel? I mean, seriously, how would you feel like you put you put your money into a company hard, capping for them. You know what I mean? And you vocal about what you saying in support of a character. You can ignore, I can ignore. I'm really good at that. I know I hear from somebody else. I hear from somebody else. Paul Martin. Hey, how you doing? You ain't too late, but you late. Give me 25. Yeah, whatever, dog. You good. Um, but yeah, man, I'm just like, bro, I'm good with them. I'm good. 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 So most of the stuff y'all gonna see from me is gonna be indie shit and throwbacks, with the reviews I'm doing. That's it. You know what I mean? The footprint is about reduced, if I'm being real. You know what I mean? They ain't got no where the where the BP at, pimping. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy when you got some BP up in there. I be a fan, but I ain't gonna be no fool. You know what I mean? Keep buying your stuff when you ain't giving me what I'm asking you for. And I got written evidence. I done sent you letters. Y'all didn't have nothing to say to me. Y'all just wanted to shine the brother on. So I feel you. I feel you, Paul Martin. That Daredevil Born Again. That plot line is ass backwards and effed up. I'm like, wow, I'm good. I mean, Daredevil do his thing, but rest of that. Oh, I ate it free. I ain't. You thought I paid? You thought I was paying for it? You thought I was paying? Ooh, let me shut up. I'm just playing. Anyways, yeah. Celtics, huh? Hmm. Did y'all boo them properly, like they deserve to be booed? Like, no, we can never hate them. Well, you going up there to Boston, see how they be acting when you in the stands. And oh, oh, um, I know what I was gonna do. I know what I was gonna do. I know what I was gonna do. Hang on for a second. Uh, I'm trying to find it because I know my man made one. My man made one. Mm, mm, mm. What? I had one. Mm. Well, you know what? I can look in other photo. Oh. Ha! Right there. Speaking of that, some other shit. Boom. Did you catch the latest episode of Invincible? Bro, Battle Beast was in there. He wants some fighting. He said, "You promised me some fighting." My man said, "Bruh, how you feel about some war?" Battle Beast was running through some bugs, bruh. I'm like, okay, we getting that. We leading up to that thrag thing. We leading up to that thrag thing. That's what I'm ready to see. I'm ready to see them two get down. Son, wasn't he though? Wasn't he though? Bruh, I'm like, yeah, they got. So, yeah. If you're not watching Invincible, what the hell are you watching? Battle Beast was going off. So, yeah, image, image. And you know what? I heard talk. Robert Kirkman might be coming back to do the Invincible comic because doing this show that got him excited and he want to get some more stories popping off. So if you dig Invincible, keep your fingers crossed, man. He might be, you know what I'm saying? Might be sliding through with some more. We can only hope. But man, how far can we go with a Battle Beast comic? I guess is my thought. I mean, I dig it. I love it. I love the book. Oh, freaking yeah. Yeah, Battle Beast is cold with it, man. But I mean, they done made all of this popularity over Battle Beast, man. But how many stories we gonna be able to get out of him? You know what I mean? Because I mean, in future time, he's somebody's coat right now. You know, in current time, he you know, motherfucker wearing him. Well, not now, but I mean, how far back can we go? You know what I mean? With Battle Beast. A Kirkman interview would be dope. Um, hmm. Don't know till you try, huh? Yeah, I agree, but you have to understand, and that's the crazy part. At some point, it's like a manga. The adventure eventually gonna end. You know what I'm saying? The writer get tired of writing and just be like, all right, we gonna kill the character. I'm done. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't like that about manga, but it's like at least they got the balls, you know what I mean, to stick to the commitment and just be like, F it. You know what I mean? Cutting it off. We done. No more Dragon Ball. We finished. You know what I mean? And be done with it. You know what I mean? But nah, not over here. We cash counting up. Look at our shit. And I guess I mean, if you don't get tired of it, I guess, that's cool. You want a Battle Beast action figure in 8 pan? Oh, all right, Grand Madam, here's what you do. This how I got my Battle Beast. Get you a Age of Apocalypse Sabretooth and a pay to get a Battle Beast head sculpt and there's a guy out there that sells a Battle Beast head sculpt and a kit that comes with like most of what you, well, not most, but a lot of what you see in this outfit right here, as far as the breastplate and the cuirass right there. It's yeah, it's enough for you to, you know, make your own Battle Beast. And what you say, just place Battle Beast in different locations to do battle. That's kind of the premise right now. That's exactly what they do. And he basically just going from battle to battle every issue, which is fine by me. Live up to the name. Battle Beast your name. Let's see some battle from the Beast. It's he called when he pull up on Invincible, you know what I'm saying? He the only other person done literally beat the guts out of Mark. Oh my goodness. Yeah. That will probably be like, that would be a great way to end a Battle Beast series. Have it end with him on the planet with the Ragnars, and he facing off with Thrag, and that just be the end of his run. That's how I would do it. Because if you're a Battle Beast fan, you know what happened after that. So why belabor this whole thing and turn it into something it shouldn't be, but just cut that shit off. Y'all know what happened after that. We done. He is. He does. He reminds me of Conan, but the only difference is he ain't gonna get no kingdom in the end. I got a guy. I think there's a guy on YouTube, or you can hit up Artman Custom. Artman Customs might could hook you up with a Battle Beast head sculpt. So, but the guy that does the kit is on eBay, and it's about 30 altogether, but so worth it. So worth it, in my opinion. Yeah, what I mean. If it were not for Battle Beast cutting his own fucking guts open to make it an equal match, he wouldn't have wound up like no motherfucking Shaw, or looking like sitting on Thrag's shoulder like Joffy Jofer. To turn that motherfucker into a pimp shawl. He's a pimp shawl. Fuck y'all, that's funny. Anyways, yeah, long as they can take it, long as he can keep doing it. Yeah, I'm effing with some Battle Beast heavy, yo. Grand Madam, I will send you some pictures of mine, so you can see what the kit looks like and what it looks like, kind of, fashioned up, so you can decide whether or not you want to, if you X with it, and I'll shoot you the link, and if he's still making them, yeah, you could just order like straight. It's an eBay. He got an eBay business, so you can hit him straight up off of that. Dang, this been a crazy live. And here we've been in here almost 2 hours. Okay. Okay. Well, guys, if you're good, I'm good. Yeah. Cha. We talked about Mantis, you know what I'm saying? We talked about not judging people by appearances. We talked about how we think people creating dictatorships is really easy to recognize, and people should be more cognitive of what's going on around them. We talked about Invincible. We did a lot of talking tonight. Some of it was fun, some of it was kind of engaging, but overall, that's the kind of energy that the Rock With Me Nation is good for. And speaking of energy that the Rock With Me Nation is good for, we will be having, as I said earlier in the show, a guest tomorrow on Friday Vibing with me and Theo. Pull up, Ace the Outsider. I'm telling you, y'all. Hey, y'all call me the prophet, right? Y'all call me the prophet. And this is what I say based on events and things that are precipitating. I think this show is going to be something that will add a new dimension to our level of versatility and the necessity for the gig. Because tomorrow we're going to show you something that only you going to see on this bitch right here. So if you ain't got your boots laced and you ain't got your drink and your cigar or whatever, you're gonna be mad as hell because somebody else gonna tell you about it, that it was lit and it's gonna be engaging. It's gonna be some shit ain't nobody never seen. I know I'm Don King and the fuck out of this, but just bruh, you know what? I was gonna wait to the show, but here just to whet your appetite, I'm going to tell you about what my brother is going to be bringing to the gig ski. All right? See, I'm fucking around with me. Think I don't get down for the get down, baby. Check it out. Y'all ready? This is Ace the Outsider. Grassroots project director, leading a variety of ideas, started Hidden Village Events, which creates events and activities for fans of anime, comic fiction, gaming, sci-fi, and fantasy. I teach and practice capoeira, the Afro-Brazilian martial art of song, play, and combat. Also involved with Afro-diasporic celebrations and connections, including Kwanzaa and Juneteenth celebrations. And lastly, the director of the Wakanda Alignment, a literacy and enrichment project utilizing Black media to expand cultural context for youth and their families. Hey, what I tell you about me and mine and how we get down, bruh. If you ain't with us, that's cool. But if you ain't with us, that's cool too, baby. Yo, love. You know what I'm saying? Because we doing things over here. 2026, you know what I'm saying? We in 2025, we said, Rock With Me Nation said, we got next. Here it come. Hope you motherfuckers ready. Because you're going to see what them other folks was talking about showing you, but they was just half-assing it because they was kissing ass for subs and likes and shit. You know what I'm saying? But we about to give you a real spill dollar bill. This kind of stuff we bring, and it's only gonna get better. You dig? So keep your boot strapped. That's all I'm saying. Cause we coming with that funk. Me and Theo tomorrow night, Friday vibing. Get your ass ready. That's it for now, y'all. I'm going to go ahead and slide because I'm going to give me something to eat. Peace.